Here is the detailed narrative breakdown of Wake Up Dead Man, a Knives Out mystery, translated into English so you can explain it step by step to someone else. The introduction, a new atmosphere. The film begins in a way that is atypical for the series. We leave behind the vibrant colors of Glass Onion for a moody, gothic aesthetic in the heart of rural England. Benoit Blanc appears in a state of melancholy, wearing a gray wool suit, walking through an ancient cemetery. He confesses that he has grown bored of the obvious crimes of modern billionaires and yearns for a mystery that challenges his faith in logic. Step 1. The invitation to the Abbey. Blanc is contacted by an old acquaintance, an eccentric priest played by Andrew Scott. He invites Blanc to an isolated estate owned by a historic church, where a priceless, newly discovered religious relic is about to be unveiled. At the site, Blanc meets the suspects. Josh Brolin, a charismatic theologian who exerts absolute control over those around him. Glenn Close, a severe aristocrat who funds the abbey but seems to loathe everyone in it. Jeremy Renner, a shady art dealer brought in to appraise the relic. Mila Kunis, an investigative journalist claiming to be there for a story, but clearly seeking a hidden truth. Step 2. The impossible crime. The night after the exhibition, a violent storm cuts the abbey off from the outside world. In the morning, the relic has vanished, but more importantly, a high-ranking member of the community is found dead inside a crypt that had been sealed from the inside. The victim is posed in a ritualistic manner, leading the locals to whisper about ancient curses. Blanc, however, immediately notices a mundane detail that doesn't fit, a strand of synthetic thread on a wool cassock that is supposedly centuries old. Step 3. The investigation and hidden secrets. Blanc begins the interrogations, and director Rian Johnson uses his signature style of flashbacks that contradict the characters' testimonies. We learn that Jeremy Renner's character is drowning in debt and attempted to swap the relic for a forgery. Mila Kunis reveals that the victim was no saint, but a man who had destroyed many lives in the past through financial schemes disguised as charity. Tension peaks when a second character dies of poisoning right in front of Blanc during dinner. This is the moment the detective realizes the killer isn't just hiding, they are playing a game with him. Step 4. The twist. This is where the movie shifts gears. Blanc discovers that the relic was never the primary objective. The entire setup was a smokescreen to unearth a secret buried beneath the abbey since World War II. The big surprise involves the characters played by Josh O'Connor and Kelly Spaney. The two youngsters, who appeared to be innocent assistants, are actually the ones who orchestrated Blanc's arrival. They didn't do it to mislead him, but to use him as a shield against the true villain of the film. Step 5. The grand reveal. In the final act, Blanc gathers everyone in the Abbey's Great Hall. In a long, metaphorical speech about dead men who refused to stay buried, he demonstrates how the crime was committed using an ancient clockwork mechanism from the Abbey's bell tower. The killer is unmasked. The finale is explosive, a confrontation in the belfry where Blanc's cold logic clashes with the killer's fanaticism. Conclusion: Wake Up, Dead Man. The title gains its true meaning in the final scene. Blanc hasn't just solved a murder, he has awakened the conscience of a community that had been living in a lie for decades. The film ends with Blanc leaving the estate as the sun breaks through the clouds, but with a much graver expression, suggesting this case has fundamentally changed him. It's a movie about how the past haunts us all. Benoit Blanc has to fight not just a murderer, but the very idea of destiny and superstition, all set in a location that looks like a classic horror movie but runs on the sharp gears of a modern whodunit.